What's up, everybody? I'm Finn McKenty. This is my second channel, and this is your home for my Twitch highlights and my podcast. So if you like this and you want to see more of that and you want to join the live streams, there's a link to that in the description of this video. And with that out of the way, let's get into it. We are going to decide what is the sickest breakdown of all time, at least out of these 8. We'll do this as a bracket, just like if you guys are in a March Madness or any of that stuff, sports, tournaments. We'll do this like a sports tournament. We'll start with 8 breakdowns, eight breakdowns, or for all the Europeans, 8 breakdowns. We will start with 8 of the best breakdowns of all time, and then we will go through this bracket together until we arrive at just one that we will anoint as the champ, as the sickest breakdown of all time. My first pick, Mr. Highway's Thinking About the End by A Day to Remember. Disrespect your surroundings. Number 2, Emmure is pretty much like one whole breakdown. Can you even call it a breakdown if the whole song is just the breakdown? But still, my second pick is Drug Dealer Friend by Emmure. Hopefully you guys know the song. If you don't, you're about to enter a whole new world. And then my last pick, a little bit of an old school one, Domination by Pantera. And here's the meta breakdown, the breakdown of the breakdown. So those are my 3. We need 5 more. Okay, how about To the Hellfire? Yeah, we need some new school shit in here, right? Probably the most, remarkable breakdown of the last few years. This breakdown is pretty ridiculous. That is a filthy, filthy breakdown. What's next? What's our Parkway Drive song? We'll do Boneyards. Again, I'm not going to put too much thought into how I seed this. I'm just going to go however it goes. Who's next? Yeah, Disengage. How about that? Yeah, Suicide Silence. That's a good one. You guys know how much I love this band. One of the greatest to ever do it. We're going to put them against Pantera. Finn's top 16 brutal breakdowns in 380p. Exactly. Is it even a real breakdown compilation if it's not in 240p? We've only got 2 slots left. Gosh, this is tough. There's so many to choose from. We're going to have to do a second volume of this someday. Let's do Slaughter to Prevail. Here it comes. That guitar tone sounds so pod farm. Another one of the most iconic modern breakdowns, the Arf Arf. There it is. How could we do this video without an Arf Arf? We couldn't. So I think we're ready to go. In the quarterfinals, our first matchup, Mr. Highway's Thinking About the End versus Demolisher by Slaughter to Prevail. I think these are both fine songs, and only time will tell, perhaps, but to me, the winner is clear. One of these is an iconic meme that has stood the test of time for the last 10 years, right? We've seen the disinfector surrounding memes. We've seen that this has staying power. We haven't seen that yet from Slaughter to Prevail. Might it happen? In the future, it might. And it's a great breakdown, but I think we have to give the nod to A Day to Remember. Surroundings have been disrespected across the globe. It's true. Russian Slipknot versus meme breakdown. Exactly. Does anyone disagree? This is Boneyard by Parkway Drive versus Drug Dealer Friend by Emmure. Now, in this case, it's a little bit of a different scenario. One of these bands, Parkway Drive, have ascended to, the Wacken status of these bands that play to 80,000 drunk Germans in a field. Probably 100 times bigger than Emmure at this point, even though I think the band's been around for roughly the same amount of time. But Emmure sings about wieners and mouths, and it's true. What is the other song? How can you go wrong with a band that has not one, but 2 songs about wieners? Okay, the winner is Emmure with The Suck. Emmure has advanced to the semifinals. It's getting interesting, my friends. Next up, Pantera, Domination versus Suicide Silence, Disengage. What do we think? Pantera for Influence, the OG breakdown. I love Pantera, one of my favorite bands of all time. If we're talking about which one of these breakdowns hits harder, it's Disengage in my opinion. Exactly. If Pantera had more songs about the suck, maybe they wouldn't suck. Pantera doesn't suck though. I love Pantera. As much as we all love Pantera, it has been decided that Suicide Silence advances to the quarterfinals. That brings us to the final match in the quarterfinals. A battle of 2 new school bands. Arf Arf by Knocked Loose and To the Hellfire by Lorna Shore. Personally, I'm going to go with Arf Arf, but that might be just bias on my part since I'm obviously a hardcore guy, not a blackened deathcore guy. I think Lorna Shore is a solid band. 25 votes for Arf Arf and 13 votes for... He sounds like Orochimaru.
You flatter me.
Deathcore Orochimaru. That Lorna Shore shit is crazy. It's true. Agree with this. Lorna Shore are good and they seem like nice guys, but every deathcore dude circle jerks them so much. The Lorna Shore circle jerk is fucking insane. No, I'm not a closet weeb. My wife is the world's leading Naruto expert. I've watched that entire series with her. Every goddamn episode. I skipped the filler. But other than that, Arf Arf is revolutionary. To the Hellfire is just super good. Knocked Loose is not doing anything super new. They sound a lot like Disembodied. But for some reason, it just works. It's good. How can you beat Arf Arf? Everyone loves dogs, right? If you don't love dogs, you're not my friend. Arf Arf wins. Now we're at the semifinals. Arf Arf beats Wild Boar Sounds in this case. The poll is spoken. That's right. So here we are at the semifinals. On the left, we have a showdown of 2 greats. I don't want to pick between these 2. This is one of these fights where I want them both to win. I don't want either one to lose, but this is a cutthroat game. Only one can survive. A day to remember, Mr. Highway's Thinking About the End. Versus I Want to Watch You Suck His Dick by Emmure. I'm torn. I can make a case going either way. On the one hand, how can you go wrong with a cut core breakdown? I have to recuse myself from voting on this one. I can't. It's like choosing my favorite child. I can't do it. But the poll has spoken. The poll has chosen Disrespect Your Surroundings. The other half of the bracket will be chosen now. But we have Disengage by Suicide Silence versus Arf Arf. That's true. This decision is more intense than cutting a baby in half because the stakes are higher. Anybody can make another baby. These iconic breakdowns can never be recreated. Babies come and go, but breakdowns are forever. Morgoth chimes in, this contest is best breakdown, and I think Knocked Loose has a better breakdown. I love Suicide Silence, but Knocked Loose has the better breakdown. I can't disagree with that. And it looks like the poll agrees. We have a semifinalist, or a finalist rather, Knocked Loose. We find ourselves in the finals. It's Arf Arf versus Disrespect for Your Surroundings. I feel pretty comfortable picking a winner in this one. It is meme versus meme, or the new school versus the slightly less new school. The breakdown meme of 2009 versus Arf Arf, the breakdown meme of 2017. It's tough, isn't it? I'm going to go with Disrespect Your Surroundings. That's what I think, but you guys tell me. Maybe I'm like one of those old guys that's like, thinks the basketball players from 1961 would beat today's players. If you put the new guys in there, they wouldn't stand a chance against the guys from 1961. And maybe that's the case for breakdowns too. I agree with this. We're still talking about a 2009 metalcore breakdown, so Disinfect it is. That's what I think. A buzzer beater, come from behind victory for Disrespect Your Surroundings. The champion is, of this edition at least, of the sickest breakdown of all time bracket, Disrespect Your Surroundings by A Day to Remember. We did it, folks. We picked 8 of the sickest breakdowns of all time. We put them up head to head against each other, and we came up with a winner. Some guy with a Viking helmet is going to show up on my steps in the morning. Storm is coming. Baked Alaska is on the way, and John Schaefer from Iced Earth's probably going to show up too. Massive fraud. This is only the first of many. We can do many more of these. Do this all day long. Go dump a bucket of Gatorade on Jeremy's head or something like that.